Nerd Sam. Welcome back to my channel. I've had like 3 or 4 other videos that I've recorded recently. I'm having some serious recording issues. Technology sucks when you're over the age of 50. I'm just saying. So I'm going to be participating in the Halloweekend, which is 5 weekends or 5 weeks of games and sprints and reading. I work weekends, retail. So most of my reading happens between Monday and Friday, but I'm still going to participate. It is now Friday, mid to late afternoon. So I'm rolling for whatever the next book is on my TBR, starting it this weekend, hopefully, and then we'll read it, and then probably Wednesday next week I'll roll again, even though technically it's not the next weekend, just to keep the ball rolling. But I do have 3 books I have to read in October, no matter what, for book clubs. So I'm hoping a prompt will knock one of these off, and I can kill 2 books with 1 reading. So I'm reading The Autumn Bride for an online book club. I am reading Life and Death Giants for a store book club that I host. It's a literary fiction book club. And then I'm reading Let This Radicalize You for a nonfiction social justice book club that I also run for my store. So I'm hoping at least one of the prompts this month will match at least one of these books, so I can do 2 at once. Let's start with the rolling. Okay, here's the game board. Each room represents a different theme, and then each of these squares is numbered with a prompt. We can start in any room we want. I'm going to let a bunch of D20s decide which room I am starting in. So we're going to start with whichever one is the highest is the room I start in. So we have a 1 for the green room. We have a 1 for the orange room. We have a 6 for the yellow room. And a 16 for the purple and a 16 for the red. So I'm going to re-roll those 2. Red is creepy and purple is haunted. So I am not a scary book person at all. I am all cozy, all cute. So let's see. We have a 2 and a 3. So we're starting in purple then. And I have cute little Lego Gandalf to get us started. And the idea is you're going to roll to get through. I'm aiming for either the orange or the green. And each of these squares is a prompt. So whatever I land on, that's my prompt. So I'm going to roll 2 D6s and aim for whichever room I can get out of. 7. So let's see. I'm going to aim for going to the green because green is dark as the theme. And I prefer that over haunted or scary. So we're in a purple and we need to go 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I didn't quite make it out of the room. And let's see what our prompt is. Okay, so the square we landed on was square 17 in the purple room. And the prompt was a book with purple on the cover or a purple cover. I pulled a couple off of my TBR. One is The Change by Kirsten Miller. And this is probably the book I have on my TBR that most has purple. That is like, it's a bluish purple, but it's definitely a purple cover. This has been on my TBR for 3 years now. I pulled a prompt for my total October TBR, which is the book that's the oldest book on your TBR, and this was the one I chose. So that would knock off that prompt for my October reading. And then we have Love Walked In, which kind of has purplish vibes, purple light on it. And this is a new rom-com. Set in a bookstore in England. That's like a duh book for me. England bookstore rom-com has it all in there. But then I looked through my 3 books I have to read this month, and I'm
I'm going to cheat just a wee bit. Because the words on the Autumn Bride, the title, is purple. And the spine is purple. So, my first prompt for Halloweekend gets me one of my book club books. And actually, this is kind of what I'm in the mood to read anyway. It's a historical from an author. I've read a bunch of her other books. This is not one I'm familiar with. Maybe I read it when it first came out, but The Autumn Bride will be my first read for the Halloweekend. Thanks for joining me, and I'll be rolling again when I'm done with this one. Have a great weekend and have a great read.